Hi, my name is Mitch. On this channel, we talk about running a membership group, and we discuss innovative technology and best practices. If you like this type of content, I'd love for you to subscribe and follow along. But today, we're talking about the ultimate guide to welcoming new members. And at the end of the video, I'll share a new template with you, so be sure to stick around. Getting new members is no easy task, so congratulations. Now, the ball's in your court to make them feel welcome. That first message is so critical, getting them the right information at the right time through the right medium. Now, there's a lot of ways to do that. You can do WhatsApp or SMS, but for the purpose of this video, we're gonna focus on email. Okay, let's start with the content of the email. And of course, that starts with the subject line. And not just any subject line, it needs to be a personalized subject line. According to Finances Online, 64% of email readers decide whether to open email depending on the subject line. If your subject line goes unnoticed, you might not even get the chance for them to read the information. So this is a really important part to focus on and get right. Next up, point number 2, make an explicit confirmation of membership. Now, this is an easy thing to do, and you can use language like welcome aboard or congratulations on your membership. This gives them a sense of accomplishment and a confirmation that they've actually joined. Now, you can make this super simple by connecting it to membership software. And typically this is one of the things that will be automated. So as soon as someone joins, it kicks off this membership confirmation. Moving on to point number 3, include all the important details of the membership. This is information like membership type and expiration date, but also the process for renewing. Providing this information up front might nudge them to note down the renewal or their steps so they don't churn later on. This is also an opportunity to include the benefits of membership so they really understand the values of the group they just joined. Point number 4 is all about future reference, including resource links. When a new member joins, it can be very overwhelming to take all that information all at once. So if you include resource links for them to reference back to at a later date, that'll really help you in the future and your members with onboarding. Point number 5 is all about sharing information about your organization. Sure, they just joined, but this is actually a great opportunity to reinforce the values of the organization or the mission statement. Also, you can discuss any housekeeping items like bylaws or how they can get in touch with additional questions or specific requests. Keep it brief, make it simple, but also invite them to engage back when they have a reason to. And the final point when it comes to content is explicitly setting expectations. And actually, this is a two-way street. So for example, does your organization have a baseline level of engagement that it expects from its members? Or is there an appropriate way for your members to actually participate in the community? This is your opportunity in this first message to really explicitly set these expectations so there's no misalignment between you and your members. And that wraps up the steps for crafting the perfect email. Now, did you know that welcome emails have a 4 times higher rate of being opened and a 10-time higher rate of being clicked? This is because your members took an action and they have an expectation from you to follow up with this content and with this welcome email. So you need to look at this as the biggest opportunity to get this information to them, to set the expectation, and to keep them engaged for a successful onboarding. All right, now that we've gone through some of the steps for creating the content of the email, we're gonna go through a couple tips for actually how to write the email. The first tip is be authentic and warm. We've all received that email that says, "To whom it may concern." It's very dull, it's very dry, and it alienates the reader. So you need to do the opposite. You need to use language that pulls the reader in and helps it land. So you might have different language like hiya or greetings to open up the email. It'll depend on your organization and your voice, but just make sure that you don't default to something that's cold. Be warm and authentic. Moving on to number 2, offer help. Joining a new group can be intimidating or scary, and there's just a lot of new stuff they're not used to. So you need to actually explicitly offer the help, give them an email address to reach out to, a phone number to call, or live chat if your organization can support it. So just be sure to be there to answer any questions they might have. Tip number 3 is be consistent with your brand and culture. To this point, before they join, they've only engaged with the external face, kind of like the marketing face of your organization. This message is their first engagement with the actual organization, the operations, the different admins. So make sure that every part of it is consistent with your brand and culture. For tip number 4, look to existing members. By definition, everyone that's in your group has at one point been a new member. They went through this process of onboarding, they experienced this welcome message. Ask what worked, ask what's missing. Really use that resource of existing members to hone this welcome message and onboarding process. Our fifth and final tip is schedule future check-ins. This first message shouldn't be the last they hear from you. You should be proactively checking in with members at certain points in their membership. Now, this is not only good for member engagement, but it also helps with retention. It keeps them from falling out of the group, becoming disengaged. So have a process for reaching out to members post-join date to make sure their onboarding went well and they're integrated well into the group. Now, as promised, I have a gift for you. To make this even easier, I have a template that we've put together to help you construct the ideal welcome message for your members. Now, again, this template's just for email. You can reach out to members through a lot of mediums, but for this example, we'll go through an email template. Now, we've covered the welcome email in depth. We provided a template that I really hope you'll use and find value in. Now, you don't have to stop there. There's a couple other brainstorm ideas that I have that you could tack on to really make this an even better process. Now, first up on the bonus list of ways to welcome new members is hyper-personalization. Now, this is where you do something very specific to each member to show them that they're welcome and just take that extra step. One of my favorite ways to do this would be through digital membership cards. You give them a digital card they can add to their phone, they can show it off, they can use it for validation. Some organizations even have negotiations with local merchants where they get discounts when they show their digital membership card. You can also do something like a handwritten note or something offline that show you're taking the extra step to just make it really personalized for that new member. The second bonus way to welcome new members would be through some sort of welcome gift. Now, this could take it the exact opposite way, where you do something in the physical world, like you send flowers or a box of chocolates, or you could do a gift card to a local restaurant. This really depends, but it's some sort of surprise and delight approach where you welcome new members with a nice gift. The third bonus idea is a new members event. Now, I love this idea. I love the idea of gathering your new members, introducing them as a cohort, anyone that's joined since the last new members event. You give them an opportunity to bond, make connections, and everyone's in that same phase of the organization where they can really lean on each other a little bit. Now, if you can't do a whole separate event for new members, you could do a happy hour or a designated time slot before your main event where new members are specifically invited to show up and you can do introductions. Now, the final bonus way to welcome new members is through some sort of implemented buddy system. Now, this is a great way for new members to be onboarded quickly. It takes away some of the intimidation of reaching out to either the main group facilitators when they have a designated person they can ask questions to. This is also a great way for existing members to get involved with the formal operation of the group. It's a way, if you're grooming people for leadership positions or to get more deeper involved, this can be a first step for getting people into the organization, helping them mentor younger members, and it can be a real win-win situation. So setting up a buddy system would be a great way to welcome new members. Thanks for following along. I really hope that you found this content helpful. Welcoming new members is such a critical point of their journey. It's really the opportunity for your organization to get them the right information in the right medium at the right time, and it's critical to set up their success of the organization. Now, there's membership software out there like Join It that can make this a lot more helpful. Now, we'd love to, of course, give you a demo or set you up with a free trial, and you can reach us at support@joinit.com. Now, we go over best practices for a membership organization, innovative technology on this channel. So if you like this type of content, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot.